Hey there, Hormonally Speaking listeners. Thanks for tuning in to this special bonus episode. I mentioned a few episodes ago that I will be doing these bonus episodes here and there, and primarily just me talking and telling you about what's up, latest things in all aspects of hormonal health and gut health, and kind of giving you a view into some of the things that I utilize personally, and then also in my practice with my clients that I don't necessarily have a chance to go into, when I'm interviewing other people. So, today, I wanted to talk to you about something that I've been using for just about 3 weeks now, and it is called Lumen. And if you're watching this video, you can see this here. The video is on YouTube. Obviously, if you're listening to the podcast, then you're not able to see what it looks like, but I will put a link in the notes so that you can go check it out. And interestingly enough, I've been very interested in doing the continuous blood glucose monitor, or CGM, probably for about a year, right? It's kind of been all the rage in the functional world because you get to see directly how foods impact your blood sugar. So I had been looking into that and thinking about which one I wanted to do. And then a colleague of mine recommended Lumen. And it was interesting because at first I thought, oh, is this a CGM too? And it's not. And I'm really glad that I actually, it's funny, I was actually looking into getting it after my colleague talked about it. And then Lumen actually contacted me and, said, hey, can we send you one of these to try out? And I said, yes, I like that timing. Thank you, universe. And what interested me, I think, when my colleague was talking about it, that sounded better maybe than the continuous glucose blood glucose monitor. I can get that together. The CGM is that this is essentially showing you how to make your metabolism flexible. So what does that mean? That means that we can essentially be able to move onto different types of foods and different macronutrients. So if you don't know what a macronutrient is, that's basically your protein, your carbs, and your fats, right? And that we don't have to go 100% low carb or 100%, you know, I guess some people go high carb, low fat, that kind of thing. That we really, what's best for our bodies is to gain this metabolic flexibility. And essentially, this tool helps you get there because it's measuring your CO2, and it will show you if you're burning fat or if you're burning carbs, right? And so when I first got it, I'll be honest, I was like, okay, so I don't quite understand. I want to be in fat burning all the time, right? And Lumen says, no, you don't want to be in fat burning all the time. So it took me a minute to really start to understand that you want to be in fat burning mode when you wake up first thing in the morning, right? Because if you're burning carbs when you first wake up, that means that you're still working on those carbs from, the last meal that you had, and you're storing fat because you're burning those carbs. That's why we want to be able to move past burning carbs, particularly when we have a fast, of however many hours, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hours overnight. You want to make sure that you're getting into those fat stores and burning those off instead of having carbs that you're burning. But if you are going to work out, you probably want to be in carb burning mode because you need those carbs when you work out. And the thing that's cool about Lumen is that it tracks, right? You blow into it. Let me show you actually. So here it is for those watching on YouTube. And I just turned it on and I have it attached to the app, right? Because the app is what does the reading. So I'm going to show you exactly how it goes. Opening up the app, and I'm going to hit the little button to measure. So I'm going to do a before eating because I haven't eaten anything in a little while, and I'm definitely going to eat after this because I'm hungry. It's almost dinner time. So I've turned it on, and you can see on here that it's on. And I'm going to hit let's go, and it's warming up. So this is, you may have heard that. So then you're going to breathe in.
Hold your breath. Exhale in 3, 2, 1.
It's analyzing right now. That's what we're waiting for. So actually, I'm mostly burning fat right now, which is kind of surprising to me. But that is what is fascinating about this, right? Is like I would have thought that I probably was maybe burning fat and carbs at the same time. So basically, there's a 1 through a 5 on here, and a 1 is you're in most fat burning mode, and 5 is you're in most carb burning mode, right? And so, goal in the morning first thing is to hit 1 or 2. So that's like really burning fat at 1 or mostly burning fat at 2. I've had a couple of 3s, and that's both fat and carb burning mode, but in general, I fall at 2. And then you can take it at different times of the day before you go work out, after you go work out. So you can see, when your body is still burning carbs versus burning fat. And what's cool about it over time, right? So 1 day, 2 days is not going to give you that much information. A couple of weeks gives you a lot of information because it's like, how many days are you waking up burning fat? And if you're not, then the app tells you how to eat based on that, right? So basically, if you're waking up and you blow a 4 or a 5, which is that high carb burning end, then you're going to have to eat lower carb that day, right? To start to really work on your metabolism. But what's cool about this, and as a nutritionist, it's important for me to see this kind of information. That's why I'm excited to use it with clients too, not just with myself, is that, after say a few days of lower carb or medium carb, and I'm blowing those 1s and 2s, it's actually gonna give me what's called a boost day, and that is a day that I'm supposed to eat more carbs. And this is really to keep your body, like, in tune and in check, and if you think about how we would have eaten way, way back, right, how we've evolved, we wouldn't be eating the same types of foods every day, we wouldn't be eating the same amount. Sometimes we wouldn't be eating very much because there wasn't a lot of food available. Sometimes we'd be eating a lot because we had to kind of store up, right? And so we're still working with our bodies that evolve that way. And so this really gives you the opportunity to have some flexibility in your metabolism and eat differently depending on what your body needs that day. And that's what I really like, right? Because otherwise you're just guessing. Otherwise you're just like, I don't know, I need to be eating low carb, but maybe you actually don't need to be eating low carb that day. So I think that's a really cool aspect of it. It also has, a food log on here. So I was definitely using this every day. The first couple weeks of doing it, because I'm not really a food log person. I'll be the first to admit. I had to do that when I first did nutrition training, and I don't really like it that much, except for I do with my clients. I do a 3-day log because we need to see kind of how macros are broken down. But I just want to see what essentially what you're eating, and I can kind of understand how much food and different macros that you're getting based on that. But it is really cool to log your food for a while and actually see, are you hitting, your protein goals? Are you hitting your low carb days or higher carb days or medium carb days? Are you getting enough fat? And this really, it's funny because some people that are in the Lumen community, I'm on the Facebook group, and they're like, oh, this is all, they push you towards a keto diet, and it is not a keto diet at all. Yes, the fat is, decently high depending on which path. You have different paths that you can choose to go on. And depending on your size and all those different things, but it's definitely not keto. The protein is really, really important, which is what I talk about all the time. And it's so good to see that written, how much protein you're actually getting. Talked about this before. So many women think they're getting plenty of protein, and they're literally getting like 40 to 50 grams of protein a day, which is what I should be getting, not per meal necessarily, but not much less per meal. And so I'm able to see that I'm really hitting that 90 to 100 grams of protein a day on average, and so Sometimes I'm trying to get a little more than that, sometimes a little less, but, or I'm not really trying to get less, but sometimes I do get a little less, but I'm really staying above, 85, and I think that's so important to, understand, like, how it really works. It really works to eat protein. That's how, for me, I'm blowing those ones and twos and burning that fat. Protein is the key, right? And then really playing around with those carbs depending on the day and to give you that metabolic flexibility. And also, I mean, we're here to eat good carbs, right? We're not saying like on a high carb day, go like blow it on, I don't know, French fries. Not to say that you can't ever eat French fries. I certainly do, but the goal is to get those good carbs, right? Like I figured out from this that rice actually does not negatively impact my blood sugar in the way that I thought it did. I can still blow those ones and twos even after eating rice for dinner the night before. So it's very cool to see your specific body, how it's responding, because otherwise it's just a guessing game. It also has on here, you can track your menstruation. It's just basic stuff, but you're able to see what day you're in your cycle, and then exercise. You get to track that too, and so that will make the amount of carbs that you should be having that day fluctuate too. And so, yeah, it's a pretty amazing thing that I'm really enjoying. So, I wanted to share with you guys in case you're looking for something that can help you really hone in again specifically on how your body is working with the food that you're eating and how to eat based on that and how to get to a place where you're really able to eat this plethora of different foods depending on the day, depending on what's going on in your body, and just making your metabolism flexible. So here's the thing, and I like to tell people this too. Of course, a lot of people are like, "Ooh, this is a weight loss support. This is a way to lose weight." And I'm sure plenty of people buy Lumen in order to lose weight. That's never the goal for me. That's never the goal for my clients. From my perspective, weight loss can come when we support the body in the way that it needs, right? So the goal isn't about, okay, let's get you to lose the weight, get you in, whatever size clothes you want to be in. The goal is to, let's make sure your microbiome is working well. Let's make sure your hormones are working well. Let's get everything, all the nutrients in your body uplifted, which you're going to get with a good quality whole foods diet. And then the, specifics that Lumen can show you are going to help basically make your body feel safe. And that if there is extra weight, then you're going to shed that, right? Um, and if there's not, then you're not. And for some people, that may even mean a little bit more weight. And for some people, it also means sometimes you have to heal your metabolism. So you actually have to go higher in calories and higher in, different macronutrients in order to make your body feel safe, make your metabolism feel safe. So anyways, I was super excited about this tool, and so that's why I wanted to share it with you today. If you have any questions about it, because I don't want to go on too long, I want to keep these kind of short. Let me know. You can send me an email. Just send it to Christine Garvin at christinegarvin.com, and I'll have that link in the show notes, as I mentioned. And I also have a coupon code for, I believe it's $50 off, that I'll include there if that's something that you want to go ahead and try. And I'm a fan. I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm excited to continue using it, and just making my body like burn the things that it needs to at any given time, right? Because this is what we're talking about when we think about anti-aging, and I don't even like that word anti-aging. I like pro-aging because we think about what we want to do, continue to do in our lives and move and enjoy life and travel and all those things as we age, right? And of course, we want to keep our skin looking good, and we want to, continue to maybe fit in the clothes that we fit into for many years, et cetera, et cetera. But really, when we're talking about that pro aging, is setting up your body to be able to use the food in the way that supports it the most, so that your thyroid's working well, so your adrenals are working well, so your hormones are working well. And that you have plenty of nutrients left over for your hair, skin, and nails, right? And we don't want to focus so much again on that weight loss aspect, but really thinking, okay, what is supporting my body over the long term? What is going to keep my bones strong? What is going to keep my heart strong? What is going to keep my brain strong? And this is part of the picture for it, in my opinion. So, anyways, again, if you have any questions, send them to me. We'll be back in a couple days with the latest episode, and I will see you then.